So now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the reporting, and we're going to actually kind of look at, I'm going to close this down, and we're going to kind of look at what's going on in the reporting aspect. So we're going to log in, and we're going to go in as a high-level administrator so I can show you the information. So business analytics are very important today to be able to find out what's going on in your organization. Within Sequence Kinetics, we have a reporting tool that allows you to not only report on the metrics of what's going on with the process, but also incorporate the data that's in that process along with the metrics of who touched it or what that. So basically what we're going to do is show you we have dashboards that we can put out. These can be at an employee level, they can be at management level, and do a wrap-up and summary of all the processes within the organization, particular processes or things like that. So you can get a high-level view of what's going on, and you can be close to the data and show exactly what's going on. These reports are written in SQL reporting services. We have an open database structure, so if you particularly don't want to use the reporting services that are here, you can actually incorporate this into a reporting tool of choice that you have within the organization. Or, if you're familiar with reporting services, you can also take these reports that are written and incorporate other information that's coming in from other systems and bring them in. You can see we have many different types of reports here. We clicked on the one, which was a report example, to be able to show the customer's requests and priorities. So we see we have very nice graphs in different colors showing pie charts. They can be three-dimensional. Down here we have information that's showing different processes that we have. You can refresh the data, see what's going on, and be able to access the information. We have filtering capabilities within here. We could say PNMsoft here. So we can filter down if we wanted to drill into the information and find out what particular process or who or what's going on, and we can sit there and take a look at this. So we have a very rich graphical view of the process, what's going on. Management loves it because they're close to the process. And again, as I said, this information is available and can be taken right out of the database and ingested into an existing reporting service, but we wanted the customers to be able to have the capabilities where a business analyst could go in and take a process who's close to it and actually put some reports on top of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to go in and show you how quick it was to be able to build this. We're going to go into the administration console here, and we're going to go to our service request. And as I talked about, you can put as many dashboards in based on the level of security you put on or visibility. You can have a management analytics, you can have a team dashboard so teams can look at it. In order to edit it, we're going to click on this little green pencil and we're going to be brought into a wizard. This wizard is going to require 5 different values for it to go on. 2 are required, the other 3 are optional. We're going to acquire data. That's going to be the data that you're going to report on. You can put filters on, so we can look on those filters. Remember, we had the drop downs of picking out what filter you wanted to be able to look at. We can put dimensions on here, so we can take any of this stuff and put dimensions onto it so you can get different view on it, and they can be explicit. They could possibly be a drop down list to restrict, certain information in there. KPIs. During the process, we can embed KPIs or get KPIs out of the information and use this in our reporting to be able to put indicators on, red, green, blue, anything you want to be able to show more information. And then the only other required, as we said, other than the data, is going to be the visuals. So in the data view, we're able to pick the data right out of the thing. And if you notice over here, these are all the activities that were on that big chart. I don't know if we still have it up. We don't have it up, but these were all the different activities. You remember the first one was submit request. To get data out, we basically click on service request. We click on the form, and you can see we've exposed all those fields, combo boxes, date boxes, and things like that to be able to get to the data. All you have to do is go over here if you want to be able to get to somebody, is just be able to double-click on it, maybe customer ID or something like that, or request ID or contact text. If we just double-click on it, be inserted. In this case, I knew this was already there. I just showed you that it's very simple. It's not going to let you already add something that's already there. Over here, we can pick whether they're visible or not. Once you have all the data picked, and it could be from any of the processes, you go down here and you could get, metadata of when was this activity completed, so you can get all the metrics and really drill down on the process level and the data within the process. We come into the visuals. Basically, we have many different visuals here that we can pick. We have bar charts, shapes, lines, and areas. We basically come in and we pick what our X category is going to be, and you can see this is the list of the data that we picked originally from the beginning. We can sit there and format it, whether we want it uppercase or unformatted or lowercase. We can add an additional category to the X-axis we want, and then we go to the Y-axis, and of course we're going to use the workflow instance ID or anything other that's pertinent to this, And we have built-in count, sum, and average functions you can apply to this. You can show the data labels. You can decide where the legend's going to be. We have color palettes you can pick from if you want to change out the colors and go from there. You can put in drill downs, and then you can pick the type. You want three-dimensional, you want a multi-dimension graph with 2x values or things like that. Same thing with the different types of reports you can stick. That was your shape report with your cone. You can come over here. You've got pie charts, three-dimensional pie charts. And again, the last item would bend the list. You can pick the fields that you want to show up. You can add fields, delete fields, and select filters to be able to show this information. So you can see through this very powerful wizard, you're able to easily pick and actually create these management analytics for the particular process and be able to have this dashboard show. You could put it on the main screen, maybe perhaps the dashboard and then an inbox for a manager. Maybe the team wants to look at how the whole team is doing, things like that. Once we've created all these reports, and as you can see, we could add new charts, lists, or gauges, we're going to save, and then what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and we're going to publish. What publishing is going to do is going to create a format for us to be able to put the report to view. As you can see, we have a bunch of different ways of displaying the data. We're going to pick this 3-column overview, and basically all you have to do is double-click over here and put the information where you want it. Now, it's based on the order precedence of where they are, so if you go 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, and the list is going to be the last item down here. We can say where do we want the dimension locations, the top of the left. We'll give it a name, and then we'll sit there and say publish, and this is going to publish. You could do this if you wanted to overwrite or update, a particular page. You click up here, so maybe you added a new value, you needed to change something on the report. You could overwrite, and it would give you a new report. If you wanted to put a new name in, you could actually do there. In this case, we're not going to publish over it since we already have the diagram and we can show it. So keep in mind, very rich environment, ability to be able to go through a wizard very quickly. You can take a business analyst that's close to the data that wants to work on it, and again, the data's there, open and exposed for an external reporting system you want, or you can just go in once this is done and go into SQL reporting services and enhance this report with data from another system.